Leo, for your April readings, I'm using the Rider-Waite Centennial Edition Tarot deck. I'm pulling one card for each week with an additional crossing card that functions as either a supporting or opposing energy. And then I'll pull some cards from the playing cards deck. All right, so show me the energy for Leo. What is the month going to look like for the sign of Leo? First week, second week, third week, fourth week. Crossing energy. Lots of pentacles. Wow, that's interesting. You had 5, 6, and 7 that come up together, and these are very well shuffled. So, wow, there's a progression that I'm seeing right off the bat when it comes to, like, you know, your money, for one thing. Just tangible things. I feel like you're making progress this month because there's a cycle that you're completing here. It's like the second portion or the second round that you're completing here, and you're sort of starting over again here. So that's interesting to see, like a succession. Okay, so the first week, the Ace of Wands, you're fired up and you're excited about starting something new. Okay, this is something that you're taking into your own hands. This is a project or like some sort of enterprise as well. The Ace of Wands is also about passion, and I am seeing the 5 of Pentacles here. So I see a couple of situations here. So the first situation would be, I see a passionate encounter with a karmic relationship. That's possible. And the second thing that I'm seeing is that you're wanting to sort of start something new or initiate something new in order to make more money, because you're feeling like there's possibly like a lack, or you're fearful of not having enough to go around in some sense. So instead of, you know, just sitting around and worrying that you're going to be poverty stricken in some way, you're going to do something about it. So you're like taking matters into your own hands. Okay. The Ace of Wands is also a very phallic symbol, and I am getting like this is a soulmate card. So we'll pull some more cards on this here in a minute. I just want to get through the rest of the weeks. So the second week is the 9 of Wands. Okay. I kind of do feel like this has to do more so with your money. Again, that worrisome energy. You are looking directly at this situation where you're sort of, you know, maybe you're feeling like you're like are living paycheck to paycheck, and you're like worried that maybe there's some sort of expense that comes in here, and it's like you're not going to cover yourself, so that maybe that's why you're wanting to sort of start something new, or something in addition to what you're already doing, to sort of, you know, give you some sort of sense of security, because it feels like you're feeling kind of insecure when it comes to like your work and maybe your money, your finances, that sort of thing. So the 9 of Wands here, again, that worrisome energy. You're a little bit tired as well. And I saw you going from like 1 to 100 here, which is, you know, you start something and then you're taking on all of this. All of a sudden it leads to other things, other responsibilities come in. Or maybe you hadn't anticipated fully what the responsibilities of like starting something new is, and you're sort of looking at that like going, oh my gosh, how am I going to deal with all of this now? All right. So you're going to be asking for help, or receiving some sort of help. And some of you may be too prideful to ask for help. But it's available if you want it. It's there. This is from some sort of like One, it could be from some sort of government institution, some sort of nonprofit organization, or it could be from friends or family. I see some sort of loan in some case. All right. But then there's something that's coming into you that's going to be helpful energy here. And then the third week, it's like you have something to work with. Okay. And also that new thing that you're starting, you're adding it to what you're already doing. So you're sort of going back and forth. This is the juggler, right? So maintaining a balance between the two different things. Some of you are just going to be feeling a little bit tired. I see that energy here of like that exhaustion, and I see it here. And you're wondering if you can actually make something of this supplemental help, if you can actually, you know, create something that's going to sustain you in some way, if you're going to be able to like support yourself financially here. I'm seeing it as more of like a financial thing. All right. 5 of Cups. Okay. So the final week here, I'm seeing like, this is a bummer. Sadness, disappointment, fear of failure is what I'm really hearing with this. You're afraid of failing. You're afraid of letting other people down. You're afraid of letting yourself down in some way. You've got a real, like, you're sort of in the thick of it. You're in the middle of it. So, and I see you taking on something else that you think is going to sort of help you move forward and get through this current cycle. But I see that there is definite like fear of failure. It's like really like a subconscious, like ingrained fear about like self-worth and all of that sort of stuff that we all deal with on some level here. But I do feel like it is about like your success, your work, the money that you make from your work and all of that. Honestly, I've been doing like the videos April with Aries, and now I'm at Leo, and it's been sort of rough, I think, for a lot of people. This isn't going to be the easiest month just generally. I think just astrologically with the Mercury retrograde, and I think maybe Saturn goes retrograde this month as well. Just it's sort of like a crunchy sort of energy in the sky, and it's affecting everybody. So just sort of, you know, be aware of that. You have this month is going to be it's going to be difficult challenges to overcome. This is a card of healing. It's also a card of rest and mental rest, not to overwhelm yourself with things that you can't, you know, control or, you know, make happen any faster. Saturn retrograde definitely is going to be a lot about like your work, your duties, your responsibilities, and sort of redoing and reevaluating some of that. So this is sort of the beginning of that energy that I'm seeing come in here. Some of you may be thinking about changing careers as well, like not just your day job. Well, yeah, more so your day job. Some of you may be thinking about switching careers or your job this month. Okay, let me go ahead and pull some advice cards that will give me supplemental information here. Lots of 4s. 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 4 of Wands. Okay, so you really wanting to create that solid foundation and find that solid foundation. I don't feel like it's going to come until the 4th week. The 4th week is going to be a little bit easier. In the center here, it looks a little bit... Okay, so the first week you have the 2 of Wands, which is about, you know, enterprise and exchange of energy back and forth. Okay, you may be talking with someone or dealing with someone in some way when you sort of initiate this new thing. There's the 2 here, so there's someone on the other end of that, and I do see the 2 here. So this, again, This really, for some of you, it's going to be more work related. For some of you, it's going to be like a partnership where there's like the two, okay, the other person. So it could be like a karmic relationship that comes in here. Now, a karmic relationship doesn't always have to be with love. It could be, you know, just having karma or something that is more destined to happen with someone that is related to your work, or someone in the field of your work, maybe that you're not even working with, but someone who does like the same thing that you do or shares the same interests, something like that. I see some sort of soulmate, interesting sort of kindred spirit energy coming in here as well. Some of you may be looking at other options because you're just, it's not, the money that you're making right now is just not cutting it, and you're like reaching out for someone else. Again, there's someone on the other end of the phone there. All right, or on the other end of the desk, or whatever that is. So this week, again, that feeling a little bit overwhelmed here. You know, will you or will you not get the help that you want? There's a big question mark there with that. I always see the Seven of Cups is like having options, but not really fully knowing if they're going to, you know, if it's going to happen, if it's going to pan out. I feel like there is a waiting period. So if you've applied for some sort of help, if you've asked for some sort of help, you know, I see that's what you're wanting, and that may be the answer for some of you. You do have options. With the Four of Cups here is saying like there is something else that's being available to you. If you're not really happy with what's in front of you, there's something else that you can do, like a, you know, maybe like a part-time job or something like that. Okay. But you're sort of wondering like, how am I going to do that? I'm already like, spread too thin here. So again, there's sort of like this question mark of how is this going to happen? How am I going to get the help that I need? Okay. Okay. So I do feel like for some of you, yes, it's going to come in. You're going to have something to work with. I do feel like it's from this Queen of Swords person. Or maybe you are also the Queen of Swords. It's just asking you to be smart here with your spending. I feel like this is a very like financial sort of colored reading, but she is smart. She makes wise decisions. She sees the future. She plans ahead for the future. She, you know, saves enough for tomorrow, because she's had to learn the hard way. And maybe some of you have had to learn the hard way. And it's possible that some of you could be looking at investing in something. All right, so the last week, the Four of Wands, I feel like the success is really going to come, you know, for you despite this energy, despite whatever goes on here. It's like you sort of gone through this hurdle and you're questioning yourself. But I feel like this energy with the Four of Wands is saying like it's all going to be okay. You have someone there helping you. You have some sort of opportunity that's coming in. Maybe it's not exactly what you had hoped or what you had wanted, but in the long run, this is what you sort of needed to sort of get you through this situation. The Four of Wands is about happiness. It's about security. It's about comfort, success. So I feel like you're going to get through it and get to this point where you're feeling like, you know, I'm making enough money to pay my rent. It could just literally be that for some of you. Okay. But I do see that there's like the home situation is your focus here, your foundation, your support, your security, all of that. That's what you're working for. So You do have options. You do have an opportunity coming here. And I see that here. You do have help here and here. And despite feeling, you know, despite feeling a little bit tired and maybe like you're just really working hard and not getting anywhere, I do feel like in the end, like you're going to achieve despite this fear here. Okay. All right, Leo. So that's what I'm seeing as a general energy for the month of April. I want to make a couple of quick announcements. If you are interested in a private reading, you can contact me either through my website or through my email address listed in the description box below. And also, in addition to the monthly sign forecast videos that I have been uploading, I would like to share that I feel inspired to begin pulling a weekly oracle card message, which will be applicable to all the signs. I think it would be beneficial to gauge the type of energy that is available to all of us for the week ahead. So, thank you for watching, liking, and sharing my videos, and for subscribing to my channel.